help me? Help me to be human.
David Cronenberg's The Fly is both one of the gory pinnacles of cringe-inducing body horror and a remarkable parable of reckless discovery and love-clouding judgment. A remake of the 1958 film, The Fly follows Seth Brundle, a brilliant physicist who is working on revolutionary teleportation technology. When Seth finally teleports himself, he is accidentally spliced together with a fly that got stuck in the pod with him and undergoes a gruesome metamorphosis into a ghastly hybrid creature. The Fly is a masterful work of subtle terror and tension. Jeff Goldblum is amazing as Seth Brundle, nailing every stage of his devolving character. Seth begins the film as awkward and nerdy, despite sparking an immediate connection with journalist Veronica, but becomes more relaxed, assertive, and passionate as his experiments progress. Every emotional transition in The Fly feels utterly authentic. After the teleportation mishap, Seth's newfound assertiveness morphs into aggression in the mutation's early stages, but as his condition worsens, his despair shifts into morbid, even proud fascination at what he is becoming. Unlike Coppola's Dracula, The Fly makes its anti-hero's inner conflict believable. As he becomes more insectoid, Seth wants to be human again, but at the same time he is unwilling to let his uncanny new self go. Goldblum demonstrates tremendous range in a hauntingly nuanced performance, even incorporating fly-like tics into his movements, and is assisted by fantastic Oscar-winning makeup. Like John Carpenter, Cronenberg excels in visualizing freakish warpings of the human form, and every stage of the creature, nicknamed Brundlefly by Seth himself, oozes, rattles, and festers with gross realism. The Fly is stomach-churningly graphic and perverse, but also very grounded and straight-faced. It doesn't just gross you out with disturbing mutations, though few films do it better. The film grips you from the start with Seth's ambitions and a sweet, believable chemistry between him and Veronica, and keeps you in a state of enthralled dread through Seth's transformations, both physical and mental, and the engaging, convincing reactions to them. If Seth were in fly form immediately after the accident, like in the 1958 film, then a fair amount of impact would have been lost, but in presenting us with gradual, constant change, the film surprises us and keeps our repulsed interest high. Geena Davis is very solid and expressive as Veronica, a woman torn between loyal care for Seth and disgust at what he's turning into, and dresses like how I think the Doctor would if he regenerated into a woman. John Getz also has an interesting presence as Stathis Borans, Veronica's smarmy, jealous editor and ex-boyfriend. And can we talk about his name for a second? Stathis is an awesome name. I might name my son Stathis if I ever have kids. I could bring up the fact that the premise doesn't make much sense. If the telepods can't differentiate and keep separate more than one organism, then the telepods would have probably spliced Seth together with the trillions of bacteria in his own body, the air, and even inside the fly, and maybe even the grape matter in the champagne he drank, not just the fly itself. But quibbling about rules in this case is unnecessary and unhelpful. But my only minor problem with The Fly is Seth's supercomputer, which he uses to run the telepods. If the supercomputer is able to tell Seth exactly what went wrong, what organism got spliced with him, and even inform him of a way to fix it, then you'd think it would have shut off the telepod upon detecting this foreign body. It's a potential Deus Ex Machina staring us right in the face. Otherwise, The Fly is a superlative work of body horror and a superbly written, disturbing, and deeply affecting film with one of the most intriguing monster transformations I've ever seen. The Fly earns 4.5 stars out of 5. Thanks for watching. Cheers.